medical facilities actually expensive? Is it free or is it cheap in Bahrain? Hello guys, so welcome back into my YouTube channel. If you're stopping by for the very first time, you're highly welcome into my family. You're highly welcome to the family. I'm Nessa. I talk, I blog, I educate people about Bahrain. So in today's video, we are going to be talking about medicals, okay? So I think this is a very important topic because health is wealth. If you're not healthy, you cannot do anything. So I think this is a very important and valid topic we should talk about, or I should bring. I brought this topic before, but it was so shallow. So now I want to get into details, so you know about what to do, what not to do, how to go about it, and so on and so forth. So actually, in Bahrain, health is actually free. Hold on. When I mean free is we have the public health, or let's say the public hospitals, and we have the private hospitals where you can go and check up and so on. And then when we talk about the private, you have to pay for insurance. Maybe for example, if you have an insurance card, you will go there, maybe you're going to pay like 5 BD for registration, and then you're going to get all the treatment. Not even all, because some treatment you would need to pay. Now we talk about public, you actually have everything for free. Like, I've gone to the public hospitals like countless times and I've never paid a dime because I actually have insurance. Now I'm not even going to describe it as insurance, but my employer has paid for my medicals. For example, when my employer wants to apply for my visa, she also pays for my medicals. That's a compulsory thing that every employer is supposed to do, because if you cannot do it, the processing of the visa cannot take place. So once they are applying for the visa, they pay the medicals at the same time. So when I go to the hospital, the first thing I need to do is, or the first thing they always do is, can we see your CPR? Now, this issue of CPR, and I'm talking about medicals, I mean those people who are valid, people who stay valid, not people who are here with a visit visa or people whose visas have expired. No, I'm talking with people who are here with a residence visa. I'm talking about people who actually have a visa. Those are people who are entitled or eligible to go to the hospital and get treatment. Now, it doesn't mean that if you're in a very bad state, maybe you get an accident, you get into, in a very bad injury, the government is not going to help you. The government is going to help you, but in certain scenario, they'll send you back to your home country because you're not living here legally. Now, we are going back to the issue of medicals. Before I fly up, I want everybody to understand what I'm saying. If a company does not give you, like, let's say, a medical insurance card, the company actually pays medicals to the government. So you go to a public hospital, you go to a public health center, and they are going to take care of you. They're going to do all the tests for you for free. You don't need to pay registration. They're going to give you all the drugs for free. The thing you have to do is you have to go your CPR. And then when you want to go your CPR, you need to know where your hospital is located. Knowing where your hospital is located is another thing, because where you live or where your house is different from the house which is on your address. For example, let's say your company is providing you accommodation, right? Where your accommodation is, it doesn't mean that is where your hospital is. It doesn't mean that's the address on your CPR. It is two different things. So there's something which is called a smart card reader. A smart card reader is an electronic device that's going to show all your personal details. You can print it out and have it as a hard copy so you know where your location is. Okay, let's say for example, if you're living in Hammertown, okay, and then you take your CPL and go to any of these cybers, where you have a lot of laptop, people who work on a machine, people who do visas. You go and tell them that, please, I need to know where my location is. I need to know the details on my CPR. You give them the CPR, they are going to put it in. I'm going to show you a picture how it looks like. They are going to put it there, and then all the details are going to be out, okay? You're going to have all the details about CPR, where your hospital is. So if it shows that your location is in Manama, you're supposed to go to the next available health center in Manama. In certain cases, when you even go to the hospital, they take your CPR, will tell you, no, this is not a hospital. Now, another situation is you can ask them, please, where is my hospital located? They are going to tell you, okay, for example, I was living in Budea when I just came, and then my medicals was showing Budea Health Center. So every time I was not feeling well, I went to Budea Health Center. But when I changed my job, in fact, I never knew everything was going to change in my address and so on. It was so strange, because the first week I was still going to Budea Health Center. They were attending to me, doing everything. And then I think 1 month when my visa was already applied, I got a new CPR. My company actually gave me a new CPR. So when my company brought this new CPR, I went with it to Budea Health Center. There was a day I wasn't feeling well. I went to Budea Health Center and I was like, I'm not feeling well. And then they checked, they said, this is not your hospital. I'm like, okay, so where's my hospital? They said in Manama. I said, okay, so which hospital in Manama? They said Ibn Sina. You know, the pronunciation sometimes it doesn't really match up with what we hear. So I told the receptionist, I'm sorry, I cannot really understand what you're saying. Can you write it on a piece of paper and tell me where my location is? And then she said your location is in IBN Sina. So when I went to IBN Sina, it was so stressful that day because I had to take a taxi from one place to another. So when I went to IBN Sina, I showed them my CPR and they attended to me, did my test, ran the tests, and told me, come for your results tomorrow. And when I came the following day, my results were already out. And then they gave my treatment and told me, do this, do this, do this. When you're done, you come back and let's check if you have the same thing. That's one. Now there was another day I wasn't feeling well. I went to Hammertown Health Center, for example. I always tell people I live in Hammertown. So I went to Hammertown Health Center. I was really not feeling well that evening. I kind of had temperature and then my stomach, because I really have serious complication of my stomach. I don't even eat anyhow now. I'm so skeptical. I'm so careful what I eat and what I drink. So that day I think I had eaten something and it was really, really not good for my health. And I went to Hammertown Health Center. My temperature was high. They had to give me something to cool down the temperature. They gave me injections. And then I slept on the couch. And they ran their tests and everything. They told me, we can attend to you because an emergency, you're not feeling well, we see you in a very bad state. That's why we attended to you. But your hospital is not here. Your results has been sent to your hospital. I asked them, can't I get my results? They said, no, this is not your hospital. So where your hospital or where your address is on your CPR, that's where your hospital is. So your hospital is in Manama. Go to your hospital and you get your results. So when I went to my hospital, I told them I went to a hospital in Hammertown. I went to a health center in Hammertown because I wasn't feeling well. So they asked me to come here to get my result. They say, yes, your result is here. They typed, give me your CPR. I gave my CPR. They checked, they did all the typing and they saw, yeah, this is what you're sick of. Okay, you took the first dose, the second dose. So this one, you just have to continue treatment and that is it. So about the health is actually free for those who have residency, for those who have CPR, for those who have visas in Bahrain. So I hope these details get into your brains very well, and if you have any further questions you can leave it down in the comment section and I'll get back to you. Notwithstanding, don't go without liking, sharing or commenting. This is Fantasy and I'll see you guys again in my next video. Bye.